Hi, my name is Robert Long. As some of you may or may not know, President Obama has passed legislation that requires all cars in the U.S. sold after 2016 to get the fuel economy equivalent of 40 mpg or higher. Electric hybrids such as the Prius are renowned for their great fuel economy, but are also known for being very sluggish, heavy, and powered by somewhat controversial battery packs. I propose that pneumatic hybrid cars will surpass electric hybrids in both performance and popularity. I believe that I can prove that pneumatic hybrids are cleaner, higher performance, and more affordable than their electric counterparts. Just so you know, a pneumatic hybrid is a car that combines the gasoline power along with pneumatic power. It uses the gasoline engine to double as both an air compressor and power source. Much like how an electric hybrid saps energy from the electric energy from the gasoline engine and stores it into batteries, pneumatic hybrid compresses air and stores it into an air tank for later use. Pneumatic hybrids are cleaner than electric hybrids because of the lack of lithium-ion and lead-acid batteries. Lead-acid batteries are well known for how bad they are for the environment and exposure to humans. Lithium-ion batteries require a lot of strip mining to manufacture. These batteries are often outcycled in less than 10 years, and they lose a lot of their power output. And then they're almost useless to the society because there's very few ways to recycle them fully. Pneumatic air tanks are lighter and fully reusable for extended periods of time. You can get it rechecked after 10 years just to make sure there's safe, and then after that you can continue to use them until they break. Because air tanks are lighter, this also means that pneumatic hybrids are more efficient. You have less to move around, you require less force to move. Pneumatic hybrids are clean because air in is air out. There is no weird medium, there's no chemical reaction needed. It's literally the air we breathe goes in the engine and comes out. So there's zero net pollution. Heat energy is also absorbed by the adiabatic expansion of the compression, so of the compressed air, so you don't lose heat to the environment. Pneumatic hybrids outperform electric hybrids because not only are because they are lighter, they get to handle better because you have less strain on the tires and shocks, but you also have what we like to call a force induction boost. You can use that compressed air just like a boost button in all the video games you've seen online or in video games. So you can actually hit a force boost induction, which will make not only the engine more efficient, but will give you a nice boost getting onto the freeway when you need it. Electric hybrids can do this, but they need a lot more technology to do so. So you don't get that performance variant, that performance feel. Pneumatic hybrids can also go on all pneumatic drive. What's really cool is you can fill this up at your home with a standard compressor or a compressor given to you by your manufacturer, and you can just drive off silently with just air, especially in the city where this will shine. What's also cool is instead of waiting for a plug-in hybrid to sit there and charge for multiple hours at a time with a special charger, you can go to a gas station and literally fill up in less than a minute to have a full tank of air so you can continue on your way. So even in race competitions, you can actually fill up quick and get out into the lanes and get back on into the race. Pneumatic hybrids are also more affordable because they don't need expensive lead-acid batteries, big chassis, or lithium-ion batteries with all of their energy converters. You can save money. This technology already exists, and they're already putting it into certain forklifts and other industrial manufacturing components. Air reservoirs are cheaper, the existing tech is cheaper, and it can also be put into cars that exist today. There's conversion kits being developed by Cargen, a Swedish manufacturer, and they're actually making kits for the old Saab cars, so they're easily penetrating into the DIY market. They also have low maintenance costs. Because you don't need to replace a big battery pack like you do in a Prius, as you see, as a lot of used Priuses are on the lots because they have bad battery packs. You don't need to pay for that. You don't need to pay for any faulty wiring. You don't need to worry about your car combusting in your garage, such as a Chevy Volt or a Fisker Karma, if you've heard of that. The worst thing that can happen is when the tank ruptures because they're carbon fiber wrapped, they just leak. And so in conclusion, pneumatic hybrids are cleaner and more affordable performance substitutes than electric hybrids. Air has a place in our future. Questions?
You've got 9 seconds. No, we don't have time for questions. Thank you. Sorry. You go ahead and sit down. You don't have to stand up there like a target. All right, Robert. The proposition is pretty clearly identified, although it has multiple parts to it, so you want to have a singular claim there. There was a good layout of what the secondary points were, so that was a good preview, and in the body of the speech you did a pretty good job indicating those things. I don't think it would hurt to give a numerical signpost on those points as you go along, but it was relatively clear. The part that needs to be developed a little bit more is the controversy and the practicality of these pneumatic hybrids that you're talking about. I get vague references to hypothetical examples, but I didn't hear a single piece of testimony that talks about how effective they are, that they are practical as an alternative to the electrical hybrids that are being used currently. The closest I get to a real example is some forklift. So in essence, you're saying that there's this forklift technology that you can buy as a DIY kit that you could put on your cars, and they're going to run just as efficiently and in fact more efficiently than the electric hybrids. And that's the only data I have on this. There may be some research on this, there may be examples, but I didn't hear any examples other than the DIY kits and the forklifts that you're talking about. It sounds great that I'm going to be able to pull into a gas station, fill up with air that apparently I'm not going to have to pay for, and my car is going to run just as long as it is on electrical hybrid, but that seems to me like it's a nice dream that people have, but that it's practical, that it's going to be something that's affordable, that people are going to be able to use this. I really need to see better evidence than what I've got here. I've just got this theory that's being presented, and I'm not saying that it's not true, of course. I'm just saying that you need to prove that it's true, because that's your claim, and we need better data on it than that. Internally, the structure is clear. You explain the concepts behind these things, I think, reasonably well, but like I said, what I think is problematic is the absence of evidence on these points. All right, thank you.